Welcome to Putnam County Middle School, where we are Putnam proud and leading from the middle. The following video is meant to instruct you and your student on the proper use and care of the devices they will be receiving this year as part of our Learning Transformed initiative. After viewing the video, please be sure to sign the required paperwork and turn it in to the school representative that is with you. Thank you so much.
For this portion of our video, I will be showing you the different types of paperwork and documentation that we need to review for your student to be able to get their device this year. But first I want to explain a little bit about what Learning Transformed is and what it means for your student as they learn this year. We're excited to announce this new initiative that will help our students be prepared for life outside the four walls of their classroom. This program incorporates technology that includes every student in the school receiving their own laptop, along with personalization, which means that every student gets a customized learning experience to meet their individual needs. So not only will they enhance their learning through access to a technology device, they'll also be able to move along at their own pace in the classroom through a combination of face-to-face instruction with the teacher along with online activities and assignments that they can use and get immediate feedback on. So we are super excited about this initiative, and we believe that preparing our students to succeed in the 21st century requires our students to be digitally literate with strong critical thinking and problem-solving skills. The PCMS Learning Transformed initiative does allow our students to develop these skills in the classroom, while the personalized plans they will be doing allow for them to move through course content at their own pace and with the support of their teacher. So to get started, I basically want to show you how to access the documents that you will be looking through today. You have a hard copy with you, but in case you ever misplace those copies, here's how you can access our online versions. Through the Putnam County Middle School website, you'll click on the Learning Transformed logo that's in the middle of the page, and that will take you directly to our web page that has all the information that you need for Learning Transformed. So here's the web page, and it's got just the background of what Learning Transformed is. And if you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see that we've got three pieces of paperwork we're going to look at today. The first is our Learning Transformed handbook. And then the last two forms are our signature form for the acceptable use of the internet and our equipment use form that we want our students and parents to sign off on. Because we are giving your students their own personal device this year, we want to make sure that everybody involved understands the responsibilities and the policies and procedures that we've put in place so that your student can get the most benefit from having access to their laptop. So let's get started looking at the Learning Transformed handbook. This is very short and sweet, and we're just going to hit some of the highlights. And like I said, you've got a hard copy, but if you ever lose your copy, it's here online for you as well. So basically, this handbook just goes through how your student is going to use their device. So you notice in the first section, this is just about how they use their device at school. For example, in their lockers, they should never put their device on the side with it standing up because it could fall over. They shouldn't pile things on top of it, and don't leave it on the bottom of the locker, and then keep the locker secure at all times. The next section talks about keeping your device in the assigned case and bag. We will be providing cases for your students' devices. However, you are welcome to go purchase your own for your student if you like, but they will be getting those at a later date. Basically, the rest of this is very common sense information. The keeping the device charged section, your students will not need to carry a charger around with them because the charging will take place in the classroom overnight in the laptop cart. So at the end of the day, their teachers will give them instructions on how to put the laptop in the cart so that it will have a full charge the next day when they take it out during homeroom. The next section deals with music and movies and locking your device. So, for example, you never need to have your student download movies or music to the device itself. Games are included in this as well. We want to keep the memory clear and the laptop running in good condition. So we'll never have them download media like movies and music. unless it's explicitly for instructional purposes. One of the prohibited actions on the laptop is we do not want the students to actually put anything on the laptop itself. All of our laptops are engraved with a unique QR code, so there's no labels or stickers or anything that we need to cover that up. If they want to take their case and put a vinyl sticker on that to identify that that's their case, that's okay, but as far as the laptop itself, we don't want any stickers or additional markings on the devices because we have to reuse these every year. So please have your student refrain from putting anything on the device itself. The second section deals with the acceptable use of technology. Your students are basically agreeing to only use the device for schoolwork. They shouldn't be looking at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram during instructional time, no playing games. They also do not need to share their login information with others. They have their own unique password that they can use to access the device, so they shouldn't have a problem with that. Another part of the acceptable use of technology agreement is that your student will not look up any inappropriate content, will not attempt to download it, will not look up or download anything on the device without any authorization from the teacher. And it's basically saying that the device is school property and we have the right as school personnel to inspect it and all of the files or electronic communications at any time on your student device. We also encourage our students to be respectful in all of their electronic communications. Be polite, don't photograph or record other students without their permission, and basically we just want our kids to not be cyber bullies and to treat the internet and the network with respect. The next section talks about consequences of policy violation, what happens if your student violates the policy, so it's self-explanatory. If your student has anything that goes on with their laptop, something like if they fall or accidentally drop it on the desk and something happens to the inside of the laptop, they need to report it right away. If they can't find their laptop, they need to report that right away. We will find it. It's going to stay within the school, but we do want them to be responsible and report anything that's going on with their laptop. This is just some tips on how they can get technology support at school. The media specialist is the contact for most of the technology support, but these are just a few tips that they can do as they're trying to fix it on their own. And then finally, the last section deals with internet safety, and this is basically for our parents so that they can go and have some information to share with their students about being safe online, how to keep your privacy information private, how to recognize and avoid online predators. So there's some tips and links on here for other web resources that you're welcome to look through, and that's what the last section deals with. So this whole document is all about our Learning Transformed initiative, and this was the handbook. You will keep this copy. There are no signature pages required for this one. I do want us to look now at one of the required signature forms, which is the acceptable use and handbook form. So if you click on this and you have a hard copy, you'll need to sign this. This is basically stating that the internet is for the use of education within the school system, and your child and your student will not use the internet for inappropriate use. So you should not send threatening messages. Your student should only use it for instructional purposes, and they should be aware that the internet is provided by the school system, and everything that they do within the walls of the school system is not private. So, for example, their emails that they send back and forth to other students can be looked at. We have the right as employees of the school system to look at all of their communications. It is not private. So please encourage them to be respectful and polite in their communications with others. That's basically what the Internet Acceptable Use says, and you're welcome to read through it on your own. This is one of the required forms. This basically says that you and your student understand that they are only to use the Internet for conducting research on school computers, using it for school assignments, storing their files so that they can work on it at home. So that's basically what this section is saying. You and your student will need to both sign this form saying that you understand the Internet Acceptable Use Policy. In addition, You both need to sign the bottom part of this form stating that you have a copy of the Learning Transformed Student Handbook that we just reviewed and that you understand the policies and the procedures inside that document. So this is one of the required forms that we must have before your student is issued their laptop. The last form that we need from you and your student is the Equipment Use Agreement. And what this form states is that your student will follow the policies and procedures that we have in place to keep their laptop in great working order. So for example, they should not change any of the device settings on the laptop. They should not use any disrespectful language in their communications. And again, it's just a reinforcement that the files in the computer are not private and that we have the right to see them at any time. In addition, there's a section about the responsible use and care of the laptop. For example, your student will be responsible for their own device, so nobody else will have this device. So they should not be able to say that somebody else removed keys from the keyboard or that somebody else took a pencil or a pen to the screen and damaged the screen. Your student is responsible for keeping up with their own device and for carrying it carefully up and down the hallway. And this is what this section of the form is stating. If your student has an accident, let's say your student falls and something is damaged on the laptop, we will not charge your student for accidental damage of the laptop. However, if they purposefully and intentionally damage the equipment that they're provided, there is an incremental payment plan. So for the first offense, they will be charged $20, and they may have administrative action. They may be disciplined. For the second report, they will have to pay $40, and they also will be disciplined. By the third time that they purposely damage the laptop by neglecting it or throwing it on the ground or doing something on purpose to the device, they will be charged $60, and they will lose that device for the remainder of the year. And that means they will be given an older laptop that does not work as well and is not like what the other students have in their possession. If the laptop is damaged beyond repair, you and your student may be charged $500. So we wanted you to understand the costs involved in damaging the laptop on purpose. And this is the second part of the form that we need you to sign. So this is basically saying that you understand that there is a charge involved for damaging the equipment. So you as a parent authorize the assignment of the device, and then your student also is signing saying they agree to take care of the device while it is in their possession. So these are the two required forms, this form and the Internet Acceptable Use form that I just reviewed with you. If you have any questions, please feel free to talk to one of our school representatives, peruse our website for any other additional questions or concerns you might have. And please remember before you leave to sign the two documents that we just reviewed, and be sure to leave them with the school representative that is with you. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact someone at the school.